Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of...
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They're going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
I think it got to right now because the money gone. So the money's really gone.
In a shocking turn of events, the FBI has reportedly uncovered a massive $420 million scam tied to boxing legend Floyd "Money" Mayweather. Agents recently raided his Las Vegas mansion and found signs of serious financial wrongdoing, including fake investments and questionable overseas bank accounts. The discovery has shaken the foundations of Mayweather's famously extravagant lifestyle. What really sent the story into overdrive, though, was ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. His fiery, no-holds-barred reaction quickly went viral, striking a chord with viewers across the country.
I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys?
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
Federal agents raided Floyd Mayweather's multi-million-dollar mansion in Las Vegas as part of a larger investigation into a major financial scheme. Reports say the case involves shady shell companies, cryptocurrency laundering, and phony investment deals, allegedly connected to people within Mayweather's close circle.
Hey, what's up everybody? So check it out, this morning I was walking through Beverly Hills and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard.
Sources say the FBI seized dozens of electronic devices, financial records, offshore banking documents, and even encrypted ledgers during the raid. Investigators are now looking into what could be around $420 million linked to suspected financial fraud.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Floyd Mayweather has never been shy about showing off his luxurious lifestyle, private jets, Bugattis, diamond chains, and piles of cash. But now, federal agents suspect that some of that wealth may have come from questionable sources. In a surprising twist, documents suggest Mayweather may have either knowingly backed or unknowingly lent his name to investment scams that took advantage of thousands of people, especially in international markets.
How much is it? $1.8 million. $1.8 million watch. $1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ. That's how we do it. That is sick, dude.
Wow. You gotta show him what he's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
We see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
One of one.
Stephen A. Smith has seen Floyd Mayweather's luxury lifestyle up close, from his sprawling mansion to his fleet of high-end cars and private jet. Smith knows just how successful Mayweather has been financially and respects the discipline and hustle it took to build that empire. His personal insight gives him a unique perspective on Floyd's business skills and how he's managed his money over the years.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said,
I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What makes Stephen A. Smith's reaction even more powerful is that he's actually been inside Floyd Mayweather's mansion. In past interviews and podcasts, Smith described the home as a symbol of success, proof of what someone can achieve with talent, hard work, and smart branding.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3-1.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
After retiring from professional boxing, Floyd Mayweather stepped back into the ring for exhibition matches, but this time, it seemed to be more about money than legacy. His fight with YouTuber-turned-boxer Logan Paul stood out as a clear example. Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, openly criticizing the match for lacking any real competitive value. To him, Logan wasn't a serious opponent, and for a fighter of Mayweather's caliber, the move looked more like a money grab than a pursuit of greatness.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
When Floyd Mayweather was asked about Logan Paul's claims of not being paid after their fight, during an appearance on the Pivot podcast, he tried to play it down. He said he had nothing against YouTube and explained the issue as just a delay, adding that money takes time. But his response came off as dodging the question, making it seem like he was minimizing a serious accusation about not following through on payment.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Sure, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn.
Right.
Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Recent reports are raising questions about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s claims of owning a $42 million real estate portfolio in Upper Manhattan. While Mayweather has publicly stated, and even posted on Instagram, that he owns 62 rental buildings outright, investigations tell a different story. In one video, he proudly says, "All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners." But according to property records reviewed by Business Insider, the ownership of those buildings hasn't changed.
Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently responded to rumors that his $42 million real estate investment was causing financial problems. He firmly stated that he bought 62 buildings in Manhattan using his own money, adding, "I use my own money, and no one else is involved."
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm the transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright. In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying like that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
However, property records reviewed by Business Insider show that the ownership of these Manhattan buildings hasn't changed, suggesting Mayweather might only hold a minority stake with options to buy more in the future. This has raised questions about the truth behind his claims and whether he's been misled, or is hiding details about the deal. Mayweather Jr., hailed as the highest-paid boxer in history, built his fortune through his undefeated career and savvy self-promotion. After retiring in 2017, he continued to live a lavish lifestyle, acquiring luxury properties and items. But reports have revealed that Mayweather faced serious financial struggles, including a $22.2 million tax debt to the IRS from 2015. This financial pressure may have been a key reason he decided to return to the ring for high-profile exhibition matches.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly expressed his concerns about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s post-retirement exhibition matches. While he understood the fight with Conor McGregor, given McGregor's background in combat sports, Smith has criticized the later exhibition bouts against less challenging opponents. He argued that these matches, which seemed focused on easy paydays, could end up damaging Mayweather's hard-earned legacy.
Gotti III having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
In a candid interview, Stephen A. Smith directly asked Floyd Mayweather about his priorities, wondering if he valued his legacy more than financial gain. Mayweather's answers, which often emphasized his business savvy and focus on making money, led Smith, and others, to believe that Mayweather had shifted his focus from protecting his boxing legacy to simply accumulating wealth.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments. And I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But fear, it's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with you, professional football players that have relationships with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family, you've been preaching to them. That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. You know, I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
Adding fuel to the fire, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen exposed an uncomfortable truth. He claimed the Mayweather vs. McGregor fight wasn't as financially successful as it seemed. According to Sonnen, many of the empty seats were filled with people dressed to make it look like the arena was sold out. As someone who covered the event live, Sonnen called out the illusion created by Mayweather's PR team.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion, Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, I mean, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
In an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mayweather was asked whether he cared more about his legacy or his money. Known for his money persona, Mayweather admitted he had earned over $800 million throughout his career, but insisted that his focus had always been on securing wealth.
I've already, in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of $800 million.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.
Floyd Mayweather's exhibition fights add to his legacy, or take away from it. Is it fair for a retired champion to focus more on big paydays than tough competition? We'd love to hear what you think.